welcome to Positively Joyous. And today I'd like to talk about why we're so worried about what people think about us. Now, it took me years to discover the answer because I was always, even though I said I don't care what people think about me, I don't care how you judge me, all of that kind of stuff, and it was true to a degree, but there was always that little thing underneath. And also, so many clients, so many people in the classes are so worried all the time about people laughing at us, judging us, not liking us, all of those kinds of things. So this is what I discovered. Now, I want us to think about when we were cavemen and women. We had a very primal brain, and if you've watched my little video on fight or flight, I'll quickly go over that. The fight or flight system is where the fear button gets turned on, all the blood and oxygen comes to the arms or the legs because I have to fight or run like the wind. The blood and oxygen comes away from the brain a little bit because I need everything to survive in the arms and legs. And that's the fight or flight system. It's turned off by deep breathing. As I say, more of that on my little fight or flight video. So that fight or flight system is very important to us. It's very primal and it's kept us alive. It's a survival issue. Okay, so when we were cavemen and women, let's say our greatest predator was the saber-toothed tiger, just for this analogy. Now I want you to think about this, okay? If there's a saber-toothed tiger here, what are my chances, if I'm on my own, what are my chances of survival? Pretty slim. It's unlikely that I'm going to be able to fight it, and it's unlikely that I'm going to be running fast enough to escape it. So if I'm on my own, what I learn is my chances of survival are pretty slim to nil. Okay. Let's say there's a saber-toothed tiger here, and I'm here with 10 other members of my tribe. But I'm the best hunter. I feed them all, I keep them, fed and healthy and all of those kinds of things. Now, what are my chances of survival if the saber-toothed tiger is here and there's 10 other members of my tribe here? Well, if you think about it logically, they are going to help me to survive. Because if I'm the best hunter and I don't survive, they're going to starve. So my chances of survival go through the roof. Okay? Now, what if there's a saber-toothed tiger there and I'm here with 10 members of my tribe, but I'm the one that goes and sleeps at the back of the cave. I don't really contribute much. I don't really hunt. I don't really provide any tools. I'm not really doing much for the tribe. Do you think that those other members of the tribe are going to keep me alive? Not really. There's no point, is there? Because I'm not lovable, I'm not likable, or an asset. And that's what we have learned. That is why we are so worried that we are popular or liked or lovable or an asset, is because if not, that keys straight into that primal survival system. And although it sounds dramatic, what's really happening is if I'm on my own, nobody will help me, nobody will protect me, and I will not survive. Because that primal brain, as I've said in that little video, is still there, doesn't see out, doesn't know what your fear is about. All it knows is if that you don't make yourself lovable, likable, or an asset, you're on your own, you will not survive. Isn't that interesting? When I realised that, I found that so amazing, because that's why we can't ever really get over it 100%, is because we truly believe that it's a survival issue. But it's not these days, is it? I can survive completely on my own. I don't need anyone to help me as such. And the likelihood is, because we don't live in tight communities and tight family knit groups anymore, and we all know that we can survive on our own, we're unlikely to put ourselves on the line for each other. So not only does it not make sense anymore, but it's unlikely to keep you safe. So the other point about it is being an asset to people, which is why we're getting to overcare. This is in some ways why conscience is so powerful, isn't it? Because I don't want to be judged as not being caring, don't want to be judged as not doing the right thing because you won't do the right thing for me, and all of the stuff that comes from that. So I want you to think about that in your life, even if you believe, I don't care what anyone thinks about me, I love myself, all of that. If really 100% that is true. Because so much of our life we do not even realise why we're doing things. And especially if you've fallen into overcare about what people think, about proving yourself, about receiving love because you're running yourself into the ground trying to make everybody else happy. Really need to think about that and to know that, okay, it's not a survival issue anymore. Of course, I want to be a nice person because that brings me joy and I see joy return from other people. I want to be liked. There's nothing wrong with that. And also, it's nice to be an asset to people, but it's to the degree when it becomes overcare and then it's damaging to the self. That's where we need to really look at it and draw the line. So I hope that's been informative, just a little nugget there. If you've liked this, please comment, share, like and subscribe. Really appreciate that if you subscribed, as I'm trying to build the channel, trying to get all of this stuff out there to people. That is all in my book, Tour the Core, The Pathway to a Positively Joyous Life, available now on Amazon. And if you're interested in any other courses, classes, retreats, or my private practice, please see www.positivelyjoyous.com and have a fabulous day.